Let's see what kind of tire clearance we have if we fit Merida REACTO 2021, the latest generation, with 32C tires instead of 25C, which it comes stock equipped with. In this particular case, we have Continental GP5000 inflated to something around 70 psi and fitted to this Merida model. So, the front wheel, you can clearly see that the clearance, I would say, is pretty much enough, but to give you a more precise idea of what the clearance here is, we'll use this hex key as a reference. So it is something like 6 millimeters, including the plastic case, the yellow one. And now have a look what the clearance is in reference to the width of this hex key. We go like this, and maybe here is it. It's a nice frame where you can see that this 6 millimeter key goes absolutely freely in between the frame and the tire, and actually I'd say that it is 2 or maybe even 3 millimeters still left, meaning that the clearance that we have with 32 tire fitted is about 8 or 9 millimeters. It's more than enough, I'm sure. And now we switch to maybe the more interesting part, the back wheel. So we'll be using again the same hex key as a reference, which is, I remind, 6 millimeter wide. So, and we try to squeeze the key in between our 32C tire and the frame. So here we go. As you can see, it squeezes in between pretty easily. It does touch at this moment maybe a little bit either frame or tire, but still you can be sure that you have 6 millimeter clearance all the way down. One more point is the side clearance between the tire, the rear tire, and rear chainstays. So once again, we do absolutely the same. We take this 6 millimeter wide hex key. By the way, it's actually 4 millimeter hex key, but the width of this plastic casing is 6 millimeter, trust me. So we take this 6 millimeter wide hex key and we try to squeeze it in between the tire and the chainstay. So it goes here. There is a little bit of tension now, which holds this in place, but it goes pretty easily, meaning that maybe it's not 6 millimeter, but 5.5, so that's why there's a little bit of tension over here, but it does not take much effort to squeeze it in, meaning that the clearance is more than enough. And I can tell you that this is the left side. On the right side, the clearance is more or less the same, the side one. Is it enough? To me, it seems pretty much enough. Unfortunately, I have not done any road test of this setup with these 32C tires, but I'm sure that in the nearest future I can do it. So far, it looks absolutely fine. And by the way, I forgot to mention that these are clincher tires, meaning that there are tubes inside. They are not tubeless. But the guys which did some reviews, I don't quite remember which reviews, they mentioned that they managed to fit 32C tubeless version of GP5000 on Merida REACTO 2021 as well. Hope this information was helpful.